Alright, hello everyone. Steve from Off Grid 48 again. So, up here at the cabin, enjoying a nice sunny afternoon, middle of March. So, what I want to talk about today is backups. And not just backups, but backups for your backup. So those of you that live off-grid or thinking about off-grid, realize that we've got to have backup systems for everything. You can't rely on one system going out. So, we've been up here now for about 8 years, and every year we're constantly adding and building out our system and preparing for winter. Basically, is the tough season. And this year, I thought I had everything prepared for the winter, and this year caught me just like every other year. This year I encountered dead batteries in my system and had to deal with that and realized that I didn't have a backup that I needed. What happened there was I came in after not being able to get in here for a couple months, and when I got up here I encountered my main battery system was dead, my backup batteries were dead. Had about 3 feet of snow on the solar panels, but wasn't concerned at that point. Fired up the generator, figured I'd get the batteries charged, but first thing I got was a fault saying dead battery. So with the battery voltage had dropped down to 45 volts, which I don't know why. There's a low voltage setting in the system. I had it set at about 32 volts. That's supposed to turn off the inverters if the battery drops to that point. I don't know why that didn't work for whatever reason, but both the solar charge controller was off and the main inverter, and both of those systems have chargers, and neither of them I could use. So I had to come up with a bush fix. I realized I didn't have a 48 volt high amp charger to bring the system back up. So I had to come up with a bush fix using a combination of smart chargers and some 12 volt power supplies, and I did a separate video earlier on what I did to get those batteries backed up. But I realized from that here I thought I was in good shape, having basically 2 chargers with my inverter and solar charger, and I still had a hard time. So what I have to do now is make sure I've got a good backup charger if my inverter fails. So what I found, I had back in the shop at home, I had an old 36 volt forklift battery charger that I got when I picked up some old 6 volt batteries. And I'd never used it because I don't have anything that's 36 volts. But I brought that up, and I had a variable charger that goes from 12 to 48. And I brought that up, I had a couple power supplies. So I brought that up. So now I've got chargers that are, and these are high amp chargers too. So that 36 volt charger was 20 amps, and I actually bought a 24 volt charger that'll do 100 amps. So I'm going to keep those up here in the case that ever happens again. I encounter a dead battery and I need to bring the batteries up quickly. But it just goes to show where I thought I had everything covered and backups, and I didn't. I had a hard time getting the batteries up. Now, luckily, my inverter will direct power straight through from the generator. So if there's a problem with my battery, I can still run the generator and power the cabin without the battery. So in essence, that's a backup. But just in general, what you find is that you need backups for virtually everything. If I look at, for example, in my pickup truck, coming up here in the winter, obviously my 4-wheel drive truck, right? But then the roads get bad, I'm going to need chains. So I started off one winter and just had 2 chains, but ended up getting stuck 4-wheel drive with 2 chains. So next winter, brought 2 more chains. So I had 4 chains on my 4-wheel drive truck, still got stuck. So then I have a winch. I've got my truck configured that I've got a winch I can put on the front or the back. I've got a backup winch. I've got a basically my main winch is 12,000 pounds. Backup winch is just a little ATV winch, about 2,500 pounds. And on top of that, I've got a come along that's good for 2,000 pounds or so, and then I've got a rope winch on top. I've got that in my truck as well. I've got shovels. I've got snowshoes, because I have to actually park the truck down below and then walk in about a half a mile. So sometimes when the snow's really bad, you got to have snowshoes to get in. So I've got snowshoes in the back as well. I've got a chainsaw in there because we've come up in winter and we've had trees down across the road. I've got a hatchet in there in case I got a problem with the chainsaws. So you start thinking, in that mode with virtually everything that you have, what if that item fails? What do you have in the way of a backup for that? I've got a generator to charge my batteries. I've got a backup generator in case that generator fails. I've got an inverter if the backup of the backup fails, that I can run off my truck battery. So you really need to think about having backups to your backups, because it's not a matter of if you're going to need them. It's really a matter of when. And we've been up here now going on 8 years, and every year I'm learning more, and every year I'm adding to that list when I think I'm prepared. I'll give you another example. So winter access up here has always been an issue. First we tried keeping the roads open, but since we're not up here all the time to keep the roads plowed, it's virtually impossible. I have a tractor with a blade and a bucket, but if you're not up here all the time to keep the roads clear, it gets iced in, and even the tractor can't keep it. I brought a massive snow blower, 4 foot in width, chains on that. Tried that for a couple seasons. Even that wasn't enough. So eventually I came to the conclusion that I'm not going to try to keep the roads open. I'm just going to either walk in and snowmobile. I tried one season with a snowmobile, which worked on a limited basis, but it's true what they say about a snowmobile is you should only be willing to drive it as far as you are willing to walk back, because even snowmobiles get stuck, which I've had that experience as well. So about 2 seasons ago, I thought I had the ultimate solution, and this was a Polaris UTV Razor 800 with snow tracks installed. And so I thought, finally, this will drive on top of the snow. It doesn't matter if I've got 1 foot of snow or 5 feet of snow. I don't have to worry about it anymore. And that thing works like a charm. And so I thought I had the ultimate solution with that. We park that here, we walk in, we get the Polaris with the snow tracks, we can go back down to the truck. We don't even need a road. We can go cross country on the snow with that. It's a beautiful machine for winter. But even with that, I thought was the ultimate solution. I came up here a couple weeks ago. The weather had warmed up a lot. We still had about 3 feet of snow on the ground, but the weather had warmed up a lot, and it was starting to rain. So now we had rain on top of this 3 feet of snow, and it was turning the snow kind of into slush. So I got into the Polaris and tried to go up the hill, and got about 20 feet up the hill, and then the Polaris started to dig in, and basically it bottomed out. The track spun, lowered it, and then with the wet snow, it just bottomed out and it was buried. So I spent about a half hour digging that out, and then trying to go out another way out to the cabin. So I went out to another way on the road to go around the long way, and I got within 20, 30 feet of the road and was going around a tree, and the snow tracks dug in a little bit and got it buried again. I spent about 3 hours. I have a winch on the Polaris. I've got a rope winch and another come along. I spent about 3 hours trying to pull it out, and I couldn't. It was just buried in there. Ended up leaving it. It's at the bottom of our property at the front gate, and I just had to walk away and come back up on snowshoes and figure it's going to just stay there until the snow melts. But got a little bit overconfident in that machine. I thought my ultimate solution was that machine just can't get stuck. Well, anything can get stuck. That's the lesson here. So now, basically, my backup to my backup is I've got the snowmobile and I've got the Polaris, and I'll configure it so that one is going to be a backup for the other one. So I still have a means to get from the cabin down to wherever we park the truck. So that's the thought of the day. Think about your equipment, think about your backups, and think about what your backup to your backup's going to be, because you're going to need it.